Anyway, one more thing I wanted to talk about today, and it's really, I don't know if ironic is the best word, or chutzpah, or how you want to describe it, maybe insane. But apparently the government is now going to be filing charges against the banks for bad mortgages, for loaning people money that they couldn't pay back, which is, the ultimate in arrogance or hypocrisy. First of all, the main reason that banks lowered their lending standards was because the government pressured them to do it. Our politicians were upset that some people were being denied mortgages because they couldn't come up with a down payment, or because their credit score was too low, or they didn't have enough income. So they put pressure on the banks and Fannie and Freddie to lower their standards, which is what happened. And in fact, one of the worst things that Freddie and Fannie did was they started to guarantee adjustable rate mortgages simply based on the ability of the borrower to afford the initial payment, even if he couldn't afford the higher payments that would ultimately come when mortgage interest rates rose. So Freddie and Fannie were leading the charge, for lower lending standards, egged on by the government, pressured by the government, and other banks simply followed suit. But, even more than the hypocrisy of suing the banks for doing exactly what the government wanted is that we're suing the very banks that we bailed out. We gave them a bunch of money. The banks did what the government wanted and made stupid loans. And then when they went broke, the government came to their rescue and bailed them out. And now they're suing them to get some of their money back. How crazy is that? How about not bail them out in the first place? And here's where it even gets funnier. What if the government wins? What if they get big judgments against these banks, and now they're failing again, and they need another round of bailouts? Is the government going to give back the money they just took? Is anybody else not noticing the insanity of this, the hypocrisy? And of course, who's going to get rich on this thing? The lawyers, right? All this money is going to be transferring back and forth from the government to the banks, back to the government, back to the banks. The whole thing is crazy. But of course, the one thing you want to do, and I've been saying, is don't even buy these stocks. Don't get in bed with the government, because I think at the end of the day, the only people who are going to make money in the financial sector are the people who work at those companies, because they keep getting lavish bonuses with the help of the Fed and the help of the government. But I don't expect the shareholders to come up with anything. In fact, they're going to be the ones left holding the bag.